Hello, welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. HBO, apparently J.J. Abrams is working on multiple Justice League Dark spin-offs for HBO Max. Now, I think this is inevitable. I think this is obvious. HBO, AT&T, Time Warner, Warner Media, DC, blah, blah, blah. They've kind of farmed out some of the licenses. I mean, CW, for instance. Now CW has cancelled some of the shows. I'm sure they're going to be cancelling others. And I said in my video on Supergirl being cancelled, which a lot of people are arguing with me about that. They're like, oh, it's not been cancelled. They've just stopped making it. The show's been cancelled. They could have continued it. You know, it doesn't matter if the lead's pregnant or not. It's still a cancellation. Look at the definition of cancellation, you pleb. Anyway, because that's been cancelled, I think they're going to cancel some more. And they're going to bring it under their own roof. Because why not? Why wouldn't they? They've got this brand new streaming platform. This big streaming service that they're charging lots of money for. You're damn right they're going to want to populate it with original content. Stuff which they don't have to pay for. You know, HBO obviously has a massive library anyway. But more superhero stuff they don't have to pay for. Obviously, they have to make it, but they're not paying for the license. Yeah, I can believe that this is happening. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. Now, this article is linked down below. And yeah, it's a little bit old, but I've been busy across the weekend, almost dying in a car crash. If you want to find out more about that, it's on my Twitter, at MrAgeReviews, as well as my Instagram, at MrAgeReviews. But anyway, let's go on and have a look at this. So, whether J.J. Abrams would proceed with spin-offs of HBO Max's Justice League Dark series starring more popular members of the team is apparently answered. Now, it came actually from The Hollywood Reporter, so good source. Not even remotely hit or miss, to be honest. They're 99% pretty good. And an article by The Hollywood Reporter about an upcoming series for John Cena's Peacemaker, which that's interesting, isn't it? A Peacemaker series with John Cena? I mean, that's interesting. I think that's fascinating. What a weird decision to go down. They clearly saw something good there for them to greenlight that. And I didn't do a video on it because I couldn't wrap my head around it at the time. And there's not an awful lot of information out, but I think that's great. Like, I'm fascinated to see how that comes about and whether it is any good. But anyway, in that article, it does mention Zatanna and John Constantine being primed for their own streaming shows. Which, when you know that John Constantine is in a CW show, as far as I'm aware he is anyway, I'm sure they're going to look to get that back from them. Because they're not going to want to have, you know, the sort of wires crossed, someone talking about it over there and them going, well, is it the CW? No, it's HBO Max. What are you talking about? It's just silly. And for those that go, well, no, that's nonsense. Remember, they didn't want, you know, they were pretty firm on not including a Harley Quinn in other iterations because they were going to have it in Suicide Squad and such forth. So yeah, I can believe it. But anyway, it goes on further. Now, a passage hidden deep in the story says, mega producer J.J. Abrams has pitched a tent in the Justice League Dark territory of the DC Universe. Weird wording. Working on supernatural shows featuring Constantine and Zatanna, among others. So, does that mean we're getting... I mean, look, supernatural shows, which features Constantine and Zatanna, among others. Now, that could be... It's definitely two shows, right? We know that we're getting a Justice League Dark, but then it says multiple shows. So, we're getting at least two. So not just Justice League Dark, which, yeah, could feature Zatanna, and yeah, could feature Constantine in there as well. But we are definitely getting some more. Which is, again, good. I mean, I don't like J.J. Abrams. I think he's crap, and I don't think he's the right man for the job, but I'm keen to watch it. I mean, I'll watch it and I'll rip it to pieces if it's bad, and we'll all enjoy that as well. But it's still interesting, isn't it? Now, it was announced earlier this year that Abrams was developing Justice League Dark and related characters for HBO Max as part of his first look deal with Warner Brothers. Side note, how the hell do people keep failing up? How is J.J. Abrams getting a first look deal with Warner Brothers? How? Seriously, how? He's not very good. Baffling. Now, former Max content chief Kevin Riley, so HBO Max, elaborated in one interview, Justice League Dark is a sandbox. So it's basically, hey, Jar Abrams, here's your thing. Do anything within it if you want, mate. Mental. So it's a sandbox Abrams gets to play in exclusively, which again makes me think that they're going to shut down the CW. Why wouldn't they? Not shut down the CW, but take the characters back. Ergo, the Alias creator has first dibs on any of the associated properties, possible exception being Swamp Thing, which I can't imagine that that's an exception now because of everything that's happened with that show. I mean, I doubt there's an exception there. As THR notes, how all the team members are going to be introduced together or one at a time is still up in the air. Separately is likely when you consider the prevalence of Constantine plus casting rumours swirling about him and Zatanna. Matt Ryan is the guy when it comes to the Wizard on DC television, but it's thought he will be passed over in favour of someone new. The top rumour is Keanu Reeves, star of course of 2005 film, who's expressed interest routinely in revisiting that world, which he did actually quite recently. I remember doing a video on it. Would I like to see Keanu Reeves? Yeah. I think most people would like to see Keanu Reeves back in that role. He was good in that. I think that was a good film. I actually quite liked that film. I know some people don't. And also, what a great actor to play the devil. Such a good actor. Now, Reeves took part in a Comic-Con at Home panel for the Constantine movie's 15th anniversary and allegedly was in talks for either a sequel or a role in something Abrams was helming. Heroic Hollywood editor-in-chief Humberto Gonzalez refuted those rumours in a mass Twitter thread where he also said Ben Affleck wasn't playing Batman again. He's like very hit or miss. I don't really use them as sources. Gonzalez turned out to be wrong on that one, and just because he tweets something doesn't mean discussions between Keanu and the studio weren't happening, which makes perfect sense. Zatanna rumours likewise conjured up a big name, Emilia Clarke. Cultured Nerd had her as the frontrunner, being used for concept art, though reported negotiations are far from a done deal, which makes perfect sense. They're not going to be a done deal for quite some time, and we wouldn't hear about it again for quite some time. CN added in their report, Clarke might get her own show as Zatanna or Zatanna Zatara, or be the first cast in Justice League Dark itself. Given the star power of the rumoured names in both cases, one would think starting with spin-offs to entree individual characters is the plan, which that makes perfect sense. Yeah, big names, do separate series, then have them come together. Do like it's an Avengers, it's an Avengers thing, isn't it? It's a Marvel universe thing. Regardless, it appears concrete that Constantine and Zatanna will be a part of the Justice League Dark series. Etrigan and Deadman may join them, while further rumours suggest Man-Bat and Detective Chimp are also under consideration. Before Abrams pitched his tent, Jesus Christ, such bad wording. Justice League Dark was in development as a feature film for years. Doug Liman received his crack prior to the project falling apart, with Etrigan, Deadman, the Spectre, and Swamp Thing on his team. Justice League Dark has no set date for a premiere, but when it does, the show becomes an entry to HBO Max's blah blah blah. Basically, they're just bulking out HBO Max in their DC library. It makes perfect sense. Now, interestingly, analysts such as Matt McGloin at Cosmic Book News have speculated James Gunn, Matt Reeves, and J.J. Abrams would spearhead a reboot of Warner's DC franchises, which seems to be kind of what's happening anyway. The thinking, though, was it would be on the big screen and encompass resets of Green Lantern, Justice League, Batman, Superman, and the Suicide Squad. So we'll have to see. The thing is, with DC, it is literally all over the place at the moment because you've got, what have you got? You've got Matt Reeves, Batman going out there. You've got the Joker. You've now got the Snyder Cut happening. It's all over the place. Now, whether anything does actually come from it all remains to be seen. But I'm cautiously optimistic. And, you know, as much as I think J.J. Abrams is crap, and I genuinely think he is crap, I will watch this stuff with, I guess, some form of a bated breath, just see how it is. But what do you guys think? Good news, bad news? Let me know down below. And also, what will be your picks? Like, who do you want to see? What do you want to happen in this universe? Who do you want to be there? Let me know down below in the comments. If you are new here, then please do hit subscribe. Like I said at the start, if you're interested in keeping up to date with anything I do, check out my social media, Mr. H Reviews, all one word, on Twitter and Instagram. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. We're Mr. H. Take care.